Philippe Clement has wanted to axe free players. That is according to the Heart and Hand podcast, of course. And what are these free players I hear you say? Well, they're not free players that have not recently featured, because two of them featured against St Mirren yesterday. Now, the other one, Kieran Dowell, I don't even know what's up with him. He scored that really good goal against Livingston, and then he's barely ever featured since. I remember this guy signed back in May, when we drew 2 each with Hearts. They unveiled him then. It was the first signing of the Michael Beale summer rebuild. What a disaster that turned out to be. But we may as well start with Kieran Dowell, because I'm going to go through each of these three players and tell you what I think and whether or not they should go. You know what? Kieran Dowell, brought him in for a free. Why not sell him? Because you'd be making a bit of money that way, even though, here, signing on fees, wages, etc., maybe it might not work out as like the same sort of price that we could probably be losing out on Dowell. But let's be real, we're going to lose out just keeping the guy here. I mean, not even as a bench warmer, because he's never ever fit, and the guy's just not that good. Like, you almost forget that we even signed this guy. He seems like a part of the furniture, a bit of broken furniture. That table where you have to put a bit of paper under it just to fucking keep it steady. That's what Kieran Dowell is. And I don't even know if he's been that injury prone previous to his Rangers career, like at Norwich or wherever the hell he spent before then, but he's not good enough. And for me, if you could make like $1 million, $1.5 million, $2 million, whatever this guy's value is, because honestly, I can't say for sure what this guy's value is, because I don't really know. Like, I'll be real, before he even joined us, I didn't even know he existed. Like, there's the Championship, so many players get lost in that, but when we were linked with Cantwell, everyone who knew who Todd Cantwell was. And there's quite a few players feel like the Championship you're aware of, but this guy was not one of them. For me, if we can make a quick buck on him, why not? Let's move over, though, to the left side of defence. We have got Ridvan Yilmaz. I'm a bit surprised this guy's included on this list, but at the same time, he's injury prone. He's not going to get any younger, and what I mean by that is we're not going to make much more profit off this guy if we keep on waiting, because with the more injuries that build up, this guy's value is going to plummet into the ground. Now, of course, we brought him in for what, 4.5, 5 million, whatever the real fee is. It's irrelevant. I think we could maybe make that back potentially, because I think the potential is there. And here, maybe if we get rid of him, and then a year, 2 years from now, we'd be raging, because he'd be starting every game for Turkey. He'd be starting every game for his new club. No injuries, because we've seen that with Philip Hollander, right? Philip Hollander, injured, never looked like his Rangers career was going anywhere. His Achilles was absolutely snookered. Leaves Rangers, we're like, all right, cheerio, Philip, you did a good job, son, good servant. And then he leaves, and then within like a month, he's in the Swedish national team, tearing things up. That is on us. But the problem is, there's players at this club who don't seem to get injured at this club, even though we've got a horrendous injury problem. And if Ridvan Yilmaz is one of those players that will get better at another club via no injuries, I think we've got to make profit, man. I think we've got to cash in, and that's not me suggesting, we need to sign Borna Barisic into a 3-year deal. No, I'd get rid of both left backs and try and bring in a new one. It's as simple as that. Left backs, full backs, whatever, they're easy enough to replace. All you've got to do is get someone in with fucking a decent work rate. I think the problem with us is we haven't brought in any sort of like quality full backs probably since Borna Barisic came in, because Barisic has been a good servant, but the last few years have been shite. Make no mistake about that. I mean, I look at what Celtic have done. They've brought in Juranovic, they've brought in Alistair Johnson. Now, Alistair Johnson's not really had the best of seasons this year, but then you look at the left side of defence, and you've got like Burnaby. And honestly, can I say Burnaby's worse or better than Ridvan Yilmaz? I mean, on paper you would think, Yilmaz is better, but is he? I think they're both fucking mince. And the problem is, we need to strengthen that area, and I think we need to lose both left backs, because Barisic is out of contract in the summer, and I don't want the guy re-signed, but at the same time I want to make a little bit of money on him in January, so we'll have to wait and see. But the way he's starting every game under Clement tells me that Borna Barisic is probably here to stay, sadly. And then the final man, the mystery man. It's no mystery. The only mystery is there's only 3 players on this list that Philip Clement has lost faith in, and the third one is Cyril Dessers. Now, I would have completely bought this before the St Mirren game, because he was on the bench, not getting any sort of minutes, not even getting a look in recently. And now all of a sudden, he's thrown in against St Mirren, and alright, he helped create the first goal, but I'm not going to sit here for a second and pretend that Cyril Dessers is the man that's going to take us to glory. I'm surprised Lammers ain't on this list, but I think simply the only reason Dessers started against St Mirren is because Danilo, these past 2 games, has been fucking mince, and he's actually been forced into starting and still forced into starting Dessers. With Lammers, I think Clement maybe thinks that because he ain't a goal scorer per se, fucking no wonders there for guessing that right, he can maybe use him to a different role, but I don't know, man. Lammers needs to go as well. We're going to make no profit back in these guys, but in terms of freedom, I've got no problem getting rid of them. You know, you'd struggle to pick 3 players at this Rangers squad for me to be like, aye, we can't lose him. I mean, honestly, because I look at the team and it's bogging. It's absolutely bogging. But anyway, guys, leave your thoughts down below. What do you think? Do you agree with these 3 players leaving the club? Do you agree with Big Phil? Because I do, but until then, peace.